And I'm going to call the Mason County Finance Committee meeting to order. And I have a list of participants, so unless you need to, don't show you on there, I've got you covered here. And Leo or Patty are taking minutes, so we'll get that covered. So this meeting is for that third quarter of 2020, covering July through September. And so I won't go into a whole lot of detail on the numbers, since obviously October is over and our collections are higher and our ending cash balance is higher at this point in time. But I am reporting for that third quarter. And if you have any questions, stop me at any time and jump right in. So the next page is our cash and investments at the end of September, at a total of 189 million in cash and investments for both the county and the taxing districts. As you can see, most of what I have left that hasn't been called are still out there at higher interest rates than that we're currently giving or getting to reinvest. So if we were to sell this portfolio in total, we would have gained 97,000. Of course, our intention is always to hold these to maturity. It's very difficult to find anything to invest in that's not in, you know, the low 0.2 or the low 0.3 basis points. It's a horrible market out there. The T-bill rate, you can see, is at 0.1. I don't know how much I'll be anxious to see at the end of this year if it's at 0. And I'm praying it doesn't go negative. But our treasuries and agencies are still coming in well above the benchmark at 1.7. The feds are expecting interest rates, you know, to be this low for the next couple of years. There's just nothing out there that indicates that they'll be increasing them in 2021 at the very earliest. And most things that I'm hearing is 2023 possibly. So it's going to remain very flat. For 2020, we had budgeted $800,000 in interest earnings. And as you can see at the end of September, we were only at $386,000. 2021, we've had this discussion budget-wise. You know, we're looking at approximately $400,000, half of what we gained last year in interest earnings for 2021. Banking fees, those fees don't come due until November, so I don't have a good figure yet. To this point, I've spent $1,280 on banking fees. There's tons of, you know, financial statements and investment statements and all kinds of supporting documentation. Are there any questions on those?
None from me. Great.
So we'll just move to old business, and I see Loretta's on, but I didn't have a specific report for this meeting. But Loretta, if you have an update or any information you want to jump in and provide that to us, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, just Vic, and I've got Victor Rat here with me as well, Lisa. Thank you.
Okay.
We're just checking in to listen, but happy to give a report if you like. I don't know that there's anything on the immediate horizon. In the past, we were talking about the Skokomish River project and the potential for a short-term bridge loan construction is now pushed out for a year, so greatly appreciate your efforts, Lisa, in investigating those financing options, but it looks like we will not be needing that cash flow until probably third quarter of 2021 at this point. So we still need to secure all of our real estate for constructing the project. Once that is complete, then the project will go out to add, and that is targeted. We need to obligate construction no later than September. So
2021?
Correct. Yeah, so we did not build that into our budget. As we get closer, we'll have two actions. Of course, we need to do a budget amendment to reflect that expenditure and revenue authority, and then, of course, secure the cash for that.
And can you remind me just off the top of your head what that funding amount was?
Good question. I want to say right around $8 million.
I had 7 in my head, but.
Yeah, the entire project is right around 22 million, and it's a 65-35 Fed and local contribution.
Okay. All right. And then I haven't, on the Belfair wastewater system, moving forward, financing any of that. We just did refinance some of their debt. So,
Yes.
But I'm not sure construction, if there's any plans, if we're still in any construction or any financing stages for 2021 on that one.
At this point, we are at 30% design for the sewer extension, and we expect to see 60% actually here very shortly. The thing that will hold up our construction schedule is that we also need to update the general sewer plan, and that is ready or very close to being ready to submit to Department of Ecology. But that review and approval process may take upwards of a year.
Yeah.
That's really what's going to affect our construction schedule on that project. And we're planning a work session with commissioners on November 30th to provide an update on some of the details for the Belfair sewer extension, the overall project. So the finance committee members are absolutely welcome to sit in on that. And if you want to do a little deeper dive on what's happening on that project.
Okay. Other financing. So the county did close on the refinancing of multiple county bonds and loans on October 27th. We did use 3 different banks, Columbia Bank, Kashmir Valley Bank, and I forgot the other one. It was great working with all of them. It went very smoothly on our end. I can't give enough thanks to Scott and Ryan at Northwest Municipal Advisors and Nancy Naris and Stacey Amasaki at Foster. They do the hard work for sure, and make sure that they keep me on track. So they were great. We had an estimated net savings over the term of the loans of $861,087. We have one bond that is sitting in, so it's the 2008 that we can't refinance until June of 2021. And those funds are all sitting in an escrow account with US Bank until that closing happens in May. But as part of that, there won't be a December payment on December 1st of this year. That's all included in that. And all of the loans that we've refinanced, their first payments are due in June of 2021. So I'm currently working with Jennifer and Leo on getting the 2020 budget amendments included in this last round for the refinancing that we did. Make sure that we have that, and all the appropriate accounting is done. And Leo is also working on those appropriate accounting entries in the general ledger. So that project is done for right now. That's where we are on that. Are there any questions or anything that you'd like to add, or Jennifer, Leo, anything that you'd like to bring forward?
I don't have anything, Lisa. Thank you. Except the budget entries are online, and we're part of the resolution that was adopted this morning.
Okay, perfect.
No, I don't have anything.
All right. So yeah, that's great. Thank you. I'd like to know that that part's done as well, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background for sure. And I know Leo and I have gone back and forth several times on how exactly this should all work. I am still planning a meeting with Public Works, Loretta, Utilities, Victor, all of that to discuss, make sure we get you the appropriate debt schedules and everything moving forward. So I still do plan on having that meeting. I apologize it hasn't happened yet, but with taxes and everything else, it's been a little busy up here.
It's your schedule, Madam Chair, and we'll just anxiously wait. And again, thank you for the great work on that. So.
Sure. It'll probably at this point be the first part of December. So.
Okay.
But we will get that scheduled, make sure everybody has what they need.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. If there's no other discussion about our current financing that we just finished up, I'm going to move forward to the draft investment policy. And let me share that screen. Hang on. Let me go share my screen. Come back here, mouse. And oops. Oh, there you go. Can you see that?
Sure can.
Okay. All right, so I have sent this out a couple times this year for the Finance Committee, which would be Sharon and Patty, myself, to review. Although I have included Leo and Jennifer and anybody else who might have any questions. The draft policy that I used is already approved by the State Treasurer's Office and by the Washington Association of Public Finance Officers. So it's not something that I just pulled out of nowhere. The investment policy we had before was from them as well and had been certified by them, but they've made some major updates to it. And it was time to get our investment policy updated as well. And we are required to approve this. So I wanted to just check with Sharon and Patty. Did you have any questions? Did you have any thing that you had concerns about? Anything you wanted to add or subtract?
Lisa, I've reviewed this with Leo, and I'm comfortable with where we are. And if you're ready to move forward, would be happy to make a motion at this point.
Okay.
And so I will move that we adopt the new investment policy.
And I will second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Just to say, great work on this, Lisa. I mean, it really has been a yeoman's effort, and very nicely done.
Thank you. I
It was
won't take all the credit because they do give me, you know, that boilerplate to work from. But and
Go ahead, take all the credit.
you're right. But sometimes it takes, you know, a while to get in there. And I thought it would just be easy to go in and, you know, kind of cut and paste, but it ended up just being easier to just, yeah, kind of start over from the beginning. So there's a lot of line out and a lot of corrections. So that sounds great. So what I would do then, Patty and Sharon will need to sign it once I get it cleaned up. And so I'll make sure that I get that signature page down to you for signatures as soon as we get it approved.
Perfect.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, policy passes. Great. I'll get this cleaned up and a signature page down for you guys to sign, and I can take that off my to-do list.
Perfect. One down. How many more to go?
Yeah, right. Don't look at the background here. My desk is a disaster today. That's all I had for the Finance Committee meeting today. Is there any other business that someone would like to bring forward before we close out?
I just have a comment. Appreciate all the time that you put into this, and I know I've asked a few questions, and you are readily available to answer those questions, and so I appreciate your help and your guidance in this. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. Perfect. Well, then I'm going to adjourn the meeting for today, and thank you everybody for joining. And I will talk to you all soon again.